So what if your AI could actually go out and explore the web? This would be super functional for a lot of your code. Imagine building a C# web crawler that connects directly to your LLMs through Microsoft's MCP or Model Context Protocol, giving it the ability to navigate the internet just like a human would, but at machine speed. I'm not talking about some basic API calls. This has actually created a true web crawler that can follow links and extract content and bring the entire internet into your AI's fingertips so that it can then do things with this data. Have you ever wanted to be able to automate research that could take you hours? Let's dive into how you can build this into your own C# code. And as always, I'm going to give you the code samples for free. You can start right from free and start to dive into this code and use it today. Let's dive into it. Welcome to Startup Hack. I'm Spencer, and here at Startup Hack, we love to train software developers and build custom software solutions for companies. With a decade of executive leadership as a fractional CTO and 25 years in software development, I've mastered transforming tech teams and products. So today I'm going to show you how to supercharge your AI application by connecting a custom C# web crawler to any LLM through Microsoft's Model Context Protocol. So this isn't just theory. I'm actually going to give you the code, show you where to go get it, and then we're going to go through the code and I'm going to show you how it's going to work, right? So by the end of the video, you'll understand exactly how to give your AI assistant the ability to crawl the web on demand, extract meaningful data, and then use this information to provide a better response or to be able to catalog and do other type of things, to do data analysis, that kind of stuff. Now, MCP is like the USB-C of connecting services or servers to your LLMs, right? It's an open standard that was initially developed by Anthropic, but now fully embraced by Microsoft and others. It lets LLMs communicate with external tools and data sources. So think of MCP as a universal translator between your AI model and real-world systems, but it standardizes this and how the applications work with it. So Microsoft announced full MCP support at Build 2025, and they're rolling out through Windows AI Foundry and making it a core part of Windows 11 ecosystem. So our C# implementation uses a depth-first search algorithm to intelligently navigate sites, avoiding loops and prioritizing the most valuable content. Now, when we've built CleanRouter years ago, we had to implement similar things, but it took us way longer. Now that we can plug this in and actually crawl the web, this is actually already making CleanRouter even better as we're starting to plug in AI into a lot of the analysis that's going on that before we had to use complex algorithms for. The crawler handles all the complexities of modern websites, JavaScript rendering, forms, and etc. So that this way, the bad guys that are trying to get your kids aren't going to be able to get them. So by packaging all this capability into an MCP server, so that 10 times fast, we're giving our LLM a powerful tool that can crawl and call whenever it needs to. Now, if your company needs systems help getting your systems connected, reach out to us, because here at Startup Hack, our specialty is connecting systems to help your company work like a well-oiled machine. So check out startuphack.com/Spencer. All right, now without further ado, let us dive into the code here and give you some of these code samples. So as you can see here, I'm giving you the link to our service here. There's over 250 different code samples out here. Pull these down, and then there's also a link at the bottom of this to another 250, so almost 500 different code samples, all for free, just because I love you. And so give me a shout out in the comments down below, but make sure you pull this code down. So we're gonna go through this code. It's very simple. There's really just three specific things that are happening here, right? There's our MCP file, as well as the crawler CS tool, crawler service, and the crawler tools, right? And one is just going to be a thin wrapper for the MCP server. So let's kind of jump over to this here. Now, the very first thing that's super powerful is you have your actual MCP.json. Now, you can start it and run it from here. I always like to do a good standard .NET build. I'm kind of a command line guy. I'm an super old nerd because I've been developing for so long here. Say .NET run. Right? So now our MCP server is actually going to start up here and going to start running, right? So now from here, I can actually hit start on this, and it's actually now connected to all of this. Now, the code here is pretty simple. We have our crawler service, this is actually what's doing the real heavy lifting, right? So you have, for instance, the actual crawler service here, which starts everything's up and sets up our categories. You can see where it's seeding a catalog, right? So it's doing some of this work, and this is just for some of our startup work here, right? So just to kind of simulate some different things. This is actually where it goes through and can actually analyze the web and give all of the content to it, and then actually feed it into the LLM. In this case, we're actually not going to be running it through the LLM. We're going to be actually kind of simulating this just by running this here on our catalog, right? So we can get the catalog entries, some various different things. Now, here's where the real powerful stuff comes from, right? we use the using the model context protocol server, and then we decorate this with the server tool type, right? Then the tools that we actually want to use, the server tools, we can say, hey, this is the start catalog. And this is where we see these descriptions. So what you want to do is you want to take your Copilot here, set it to the agent, pick which one of the models you want. You can either add a premium model here, you can connect it to your local OLAM or server, etc. Now, when I click on this, you can actually see it's going to scan the code and actually find all of my MCP server tools, right? So this is where it lists out and says, hey, this is the import URLs, etc. So these are all these different tools that we've built out and decorated here by saying MCP server tool. And again, pull down this code, start to play with it. I'm not going to go line by line through this code. The most important part of this is this 300 part line here. But in here, side of here, there's some other code that we have set up just to be kind of a framework code. So these really are the two files that you're going to be using. So without further ado, let's kind of dive into this here. So if I say, what is the rating of CNN.com? Now, I know that we have this here, and so it's going to, we already have that in our catalog, right? And so I saw that in our catalog service, we had that one rated. Now, it's for some reason, it's not seeing that one up and running. So let's get this running and see what we see here for this. So restarted it. I'm not sure why. It must have timed out or something in the middle here. So it's actually going to analyze CNN.com, right? And so as it goes out and works against this, and so based on the analysis, it's categorized as news and it's marked as safe for children. It's not unsafe content, right? So it's not in the unsafe count. Now, where it's actually getting that from here is it's actually the title, the category, the keyword, and then is it safe for children? True, yes, right? So this is actually where this is coming from. You can actually have the LLM do this work for you if you want to connect one of our previous code samples. So make sure you go back and check out some of our previous code samples. We have a huge playlist full of free code samples here, but you can go check it out to where we actually crawl the web, pull the content and do it. Here we're kind of simulating it. But you notice that even if we are simulating it, you might want to actually store your own content catalog and be able to store that and then run against it, right? Or you can know for various different use cases whether you want to be working against this code or not. Now, so this is another example here. So let's grab another one of these here. Let's find one that is not safe. Let's say is Twitter, it says is not safe. So definitely dated here a little bit because, it's rating as Twitter and or X, right? So, should my kids be looking at Twitter? Okay. Now, what it's going to do is it's actually going to, you can see it says based on the code from this, right? It's marked as not safe for kids. So it already noticed that it's not safe for the kids. So it's going to run it again. No, your kids should not be looking at Twitter. It's marked unsafe. So this is just a really cool example we have here where the LLM can do some of this very crazy pattern matching. Look at this. This is some examples of things that are really, really powerful that we can do with some of these LLMs here, right? So I would definitely encourage you to pull down this code, start to play with it. There's a ton of different great analysis that you can use here in this, right? And so as we explore some of the different capabilities, you could automate research assistants that can explore multiple sources, verify claims, and compile comprehensive reports all in your C# code. You could do a competitive intelligence tools that monitor competitors' websites for changes in prices and other type of things. You can do custom knowledge base that stay up to date by regularly crawling relevant industry news and sites. You can support workflows where LLMs can search product documentation to provide accurate technical assistance. So the MCP ecosystem is rapidly growing, and this is a great example where AI is a great tool for you to be using. It is not an oracle. It's not going to know everything. But these powerful tools are things that can definitely help us to be built out against for the future. So by combining our crawler with documentation services and plugging them into LLMs, this becomes really simple and seamless. So the MCP standard, as they evolve, these MCP standards, our implementations can easily be updated to support new protocol features and integrations. Now, what are your thoughts? Do you think this is great? Do you think this is helpful? As always, make sure you leave a comment here for me. Here at Startup Hack, we love to train software developers as well as to build custom software solutions for companies. So reach out because we'd love to help. And here's some great information about our services.
Hi, my name is Spencer Thomason, and I'm a fractional CTO. With over a decade of executive leadership and a solid 25 years in software development, I've mastered the art of transforming technology teams and products. So what is a fractional CTO? This is where you can contract someone like myself to come into your organization and get the benefits of a seasoned CTO without having to employ me full time. In today's fast-paced world, efficiency, security, and product scaling aren't just goals, they're necessities. My passion is building impactful products and enhancing organizational efficiencies through technology. From startups to small businesses, my approach leverages lean methodologies to not just meet but exceed your strategic goals. Whether it's through executive mentoring, cloud system architecture, or launching a minimum viable product swiftly, my aim is to make a significant impact right from the start. Recognized in the Arizona startup ecosystem, my journey has been about creating value and fostering innovation. I have led technology for companies like GoDaddy, SRP, and Wells Fargo and turned challenges into milestones. I've taken this learning and launched 7 of my own brands, and now I want to help you. So if you're looking for a fractional CTO who brings a wealth of experience, strategic vision, and a proven track record, let's connect. Together we can build technology that not only drives your business forward, but also makes a difference. Technology leadership redefined to fit your needs. So reach out today.